Peace, fam. We're about to start the show real soon. Gotta excuse me for a second. But yeah, conversation between comrades starting. We're gonna start this show off right about now, I think. If I can get this music turned off. Yeah, we finna get ready and get the show started off right about now, y'all. Let's get into
it.
And that's what Christmas is all about.
You hear that, boy? That's what Christmas is all about.
Actually, Granddad, Christmas is a pagan holiday. And Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
There ain't gonna be no Scrooges in this house, boy.
Look, Granddad, it's clear from the scripture that Jesus was not born in winter. The shepherds who saw the angels announcing his birth would not have been out in their fields in December. The Palestinian winters are too cold, if you believe in that sort of thing. The truth is, Christmas evolved from the Roman holiday Saturnalia, a winter festival where men gave gifts to each other. They also would get drunk, have sex with each other, and beat their wives. People would act so crazy on Christmas, the holiday was outlawed by the Protestant Church until the 1800s. As a matter of fact, the United States Congress... Granddad? Granddad!
I'm sorry, boy. What was that?
I just explained the entire history of Christmas.
But it was boring, Huey. You just blah, blah, gay sex, blah, blah.
Conversations about life, got conversations about death, got conversations about building a nation, about gaining knowledge of self. Not here to deceive ya, we'll make you a believer. Come build a nation with conversation, with prophecy and Atiba. Conversations between comrades.
And welcome to another episode of Conversations Between Comrades. I'm your host, Brother Prophecy, and unfortunately, I ain't got my comrade with me. Well, I do have my comrade. I have my comrades with me, and that's all of y'all. But, you know, my partner in crime and my partner in the liberation of new African people is not here with me, Comrade Atiba. You know what I'm saying? He lost his phone, had his phone taken away from him, so you know we still trying to get him a new phone, trying to get him a new situation so he can be back on live. But I actually talked to him yesterday. He said he working on that and he gonna make that happen. So y'all stay tuned. I don't know if we need to do a fundraiser for the comrade to get him back to help out, because actually under his situation and his personal situation in the camp, getting the phone is not really that easy. Man, he was telling me it's like $2,000, y'all. $2,000 to get a cell phone in there, because you know they really not supposed to have them cell phones in there like that. So I don't know, man. We might need to raise some funds to try to help him subsidize that. You know what I'm saying? Because he said he really ain't trying to just get a cell phone and put him in a position where he's just down and out and he can't really navigate and move. But let me see, where is he? He's locked up. I forgot the name of the facility, but it's in northern Tennessee, like up north, way up north, northern Tennessee. That's where he's locked up. He said a lot of them European people up there, not enough, not really us. He said the movement is not necessarily strong. He is basically the only person that has a real political awareness program over in that particular camp. He said he's really trying to get closer toward the Memphis area where we came from, because we have kind of a stronger presence in the camp there. And matter of fact, we're actually Mama Ayodele, myself, and I don't know if anybody else is going. We're actually going to the prison system next Thursday, so hopefully I'll be back in time for the show. But we're gonna go to the prison system and we're gonna talk to the brothers who are locked down behind enemy lines firsthand, and because we got a lot of comrades that are there, behind that particular that particular institution. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, he's in a tight situation. For hey, yup, you exactly, Che. You're exactly right. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to uplift the brother. You know what I'm saying? So we can get him back on the program. I'm trying to hang in there and do the best I can, but I need my comrade with me. But anyway, everybody out there, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad y'all checking in and y'all here early. Let me see what's going on. I see you, Jorge, brother Che, Melly Queen. You doing your thing. Sister Net, is that the correct pronunciation of your Net? Is that a brother? I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't hardly see on this little phone. But Net, thank you. I appreciate. I seen you on here before. Mama Ayo Deli. Definitely. Oh, truth is so uplifting. It is, and we're gonna be talking about some truth tonight. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that, we don't offend anybody, because that's not the purpose of this subject, not the purpose of the topic. You know what I'm saying? And realistically, Melly Queen, while you're doing, make sure you tag in Freedom Power, because Freedom Power, he always has really good questions. I really like. I love all of y'all comments. You know what I'm saying? But Freedom Power, he get things started. He get that conversation going. But yeah, like I said, we're not here to hurt anybody's feelings, offend anybody, or try to destroy anybody's belief system or anything like that. Brother Che, I've had a chance to look at some of them. I haven't seen all of them. I know you sent me a video today, and I haven't had the opportunity to check it out. But believe me, brother, I appreciate all the videos that you sending me, man. I appreciate that, man. Good looking out. Brother Che, we're gonna have him on the show one day. This brother was down there in the belly of the beast, during the historical Attica riots, rebellion, I should say. And this brother has a dynamic story and a lot of wealth of knowledge. And like I always say, man, we got to make sure that we're always preserving and making the most out of our elders. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of elders out here with a wealth of knowledge. And unfortunately, in American society, today's society, we don't really value our elders like we should. We look at them like, oh, they just some old folks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And whatever the case may be. But this is not with our tradition, not our traditional or our ancestors. The ancestors are the ancestors of indigenous people. Man, it's yeah, we have to definitely uplift our ancestors. They're up now, our ancestors, but uplift our elders and gain that knowledge, man. Document that knowledge, that information that they have. You know what I'm saying? Because when an elder passes away, man, it's like a library. Eldrick Lissure, yeah, it's interesting. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, old classmate. And he is actually a preacher. It's kind of shocking that you on this particular episode, because we might get a little uncomfortable with some of the things that we talk about today in this particular episode. But I'm glad you joined in, brother. Good to see you, Eldrick Lissure. Interesting story. Deldrick and I on prom night was in a an accident or a car accident that like tumbled like I don't know 5, 6 times, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Deldrick, we go back a long way, so it's good to see you. And you know, good to see you under better circumstances. Yeah, man. You just brought back a lot of memories. Interesting thing, you know, that I got you here, Deldrick, man. First of all, man, you have become an outstanding member of the community. And you know, before we even get into the topic, which you know, I don't know if we are butt heads or we agree 100% on it, but I do want to say how proud I am of you for becoming the man that you are. And I see all the beautiful things that you do in the community. And I want to say thank you for doing that. Yeah, man, I just, you know, I want to say that because, you know, just to make it clear, I ain't a hater, Deldrick. You know what I'm saying? I love you, brother. And continue to do all the positive work. And I'm all for anybody who is uplifting our people and bringing about a positive change, because we need positivity and we need upliftment in our community on every aspect, because the truth of the matter is we are being attacked on every aspect, on every level. So we need all hands on deck on this war that has been waged on our people for so long, and we've been victimized on it. And you in the streets, you see the manifestation of the trauma that we've been going through, and we begin to victimize our own self. So we need strong brothers like you to continue to provide that education, provide that upliftment, provide a role model and an example of what a man really is supposed to be, so these young boys can have something that they can gravitate toward instead of all of the foolishness that is put before them before in the mainstream media, on the TV and the radio and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate. In other words, I'm saying appreciate what you're doing, brother Deldrick. And you said proud of you, brother, and thank you for your voice. Thank you. And I'm just wondering, will you continue to say that after I finish with the topic? But it's all love, brother. It's all love. It's all love. No, but I'm really glad you checking in, man. Because like I did, I wanted the opportunity to tell you that, because I've been seeing you around doing things, and I was like, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. But man, might as well get to what we came here for. Get to the topic of the day, because y'all see what time it is. Y'all looking around, you see the pretty lights going on. It's kind of cold outside. Just pick on that just before I get into it. It's supposed to be a winter storm coming along. A lot of people getting crazy. And I was looking at the weather. I was like, man, it ain't really supposed to be that bad. And then I went deeper into it, not necessarily in the area that I'm in, but through different parts of the country, it's supposed to be going down kind of bad. And they said something, man, about this storm may elevate to something called a bomb cyclone. And I'm like, what the hell is a bomb cyclone? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and I did research on it to see what it actually was. And it's supposed to be something that's kind of serious. I got stuff on my mouth. But that's interesting. So, you know what I'm saying? Wherever y'all are, I hope y'all safe and warm and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Dale, you say, you know, I ain't what you say, brother? You said, I ain't never ran. You know, I ain't trying to get you to run, comrade, because see that I don't really, you know, I'm not really trying to be confrontational on here. And I'm not, you know, whenever I engage on something, especially if it's on points that we may not necessarily agree on, my aim is never to prove anybody wrong. My aim is always to try to come to a higher level of understanding between two parties. You know what I'm saying? And to make clarity, you know what I'm saying? I was just responding to my brother's Deldrick, which is a minister, a preacher, you know, whatever, you know, I don't know which one you go by. But he said, I ain't never ran. I just basically, he responded to when I said, you know, I'm see if we still cool, you know, after this topic. But, you know, like I was saying, I never engage with a person with the sole intent of I'm trying to prove you wrong. And that's not the purpose. I always engage with the purpose of trying to get a higher level of understanding between two people, because I think that's more useful. And I like to talk to people who are objective and people who are critical thinkers, because when you two critical people, thinkers get together, even if they disagree, they think objectively, and you usually both parties usually come out of the exchange or the engagement smarter, learning something, gaining from each other, because critical thinkers tend not to just go into a conversation, a dialogue with the intent of I'm just gonna prove you wrong. That's not useful. And I think I hope that collectively we can kind of get away from doing that, because it's not helpful. It's just feeds our ego, our pride, or whatever you want to call it. And these times are just too damn serious for us to be arguing and not understanding how to engage in dialogue and to try to lift each other up and build each other up, instead of just trying to tear each other down. I mean, these times are just too important to be dealing with that, to even be engaging in that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, glad everybody checking in. Oh my goodness, look who I see on here. Surreal. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out, cuz. That's my cousin, y'all. Hey, my cuz, how you doing? I'm doing great. Especially you on it. Everybody checking in today, man. It's gonna be a good day, man. I see my cuz in the house, man. How are you doing? I ain't gonna tell no stories about cerebral. I can be all day. Man, why people want to call me doing my doggone show? Stop calling me. Anyway, but yeah, what's up, Reedy? That's my point of that. Jorge says, see, if you could bring this brother in, his name is Sabukwe Baba. Okay, I don't know if I can pronounce that correctly, but yeah, y'all tag that brother in that Brother Che is talking about. You know what I'm saying? And everybody out there, if somebody who would benefit from this conversation, I think that they would enjoy this type of conversation, tag them in, so we can make this thing grow and it can get bigger and better and all of that good old stuff. Sammy Smith, damn. Hi, man, it's like I'm having a class reunion in this junk. How you doing, Sammy? How you doing, bro? Good seeing you, man. Hearing from you. That's what's up. Okay, Delta. You don't broke rule number 1. See, we were doing good, brother. We was doing good. But since this is your first time on the show, I gotta let you know. While I'm on here, nobody refers to me as Kevin. Nobody refers to me by my slave name. You call me Brother Prophecy. See, back in the day, since you know me from back in the day, you know me as Prophet. Well, you actually know me as Double K, probably. That was like my first rap name, back when I used to rap back in the day. But yeah, don't nobody call me that, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta point it out, and I have to be consistent on that, because everybody who's called me by my slave name, I've had to set them straight. But anyway, you got another classmate. Oh, Sammy Smith, you a preacher too? Oh man, dang. Y'all gonna gang up on me. Y'all gonna jump up on me and beat me up for this particular topic. No, I'm just playing, I'm glad to have y'all in. As a matter of fact, I love to have people who may have an opposing point of view, because that's really how you grow. That is how you grow. If everybody's agreeing with everybody, then it's hard to grow. You need people to say, hold on, I need to challenge your belief. Challenge what you said. Is that really true? And all of this type of stuff. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because I do things with the purpose of gaining a higher level of understanding between two parties. That's what, why I engage. And I appreciate that. I got to say what's up to my sister. Sister Erica, how you doing? I seen you in there. I ain't ignoring you, girl. And all I say is the Erica effect. But glad to have you on here on this particular subject, on this particular night, man. I got a lot of engagement. Anyway, they gonna jump into it. They do it, y'all. I'm excited. So where do I start, man? So we talk about Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It's that time of the year, that most wonderful time of the year. So what do they say? What are we taught? That Christmas is about the birth of Jesus and all of that good. That's basically it, the birth of Jesus, right? Yeah, birth of Jesus, born a virgin and in the manger and all of that good stuff, December 25th. Okay. So the truth of the matter is, not to hurt nobody's feelings, anybody like that, but I know Jesus name born on December 25th. Now I can go deep into that, but right now in this particular show, I'm gonna try to stick with Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try my best because I don't really want to just get so deep into offending people, because believe me, if I go deep into the history, a lot of people gonna be offended, they're gonna be mad and be like, "You're a goddamn liar," and they might not be able to sleep at night. So I'm trying not to do that, because my comrade with me, he said, "Man, comrade, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to try and destroy nobody's belief system down. Don't do that." You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy topic. It is, Brother Jorge. But like I said, anyway, I'm gonna try to stick with just Christmas and leave it at Christmas as much as I possibly can. But like I said, they say that you're celebrating the birth of Jesus, December 25th, blah, 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 blah. Not true. Not true at all. Christmas actually has nothing to do with an individual, that they call Jesus or Yahshua. For those who understand it, 2,000 years ago, wasn't nobody walking around calling themselves Jesus. Jesus is a relatively new name. The J is actually the last letter added to the alphabet, and that sound wasn't even. But anyway, that's another story. So what is this? Where did this belief or this custom or this holiday actually come from? Where did it actually, what's the origins? And you see a lot of it, and I played a video earlier. He was talking about on the Boondocks, which is really just a funny little video, something I just wanted to set the mood to. But it's not that I really want to draw from real historical reference from that particular video, even though you can count a little bit, sort of. But you might have been seeing some of the posts, people talking about this subject, and you can hear a lot of different things, because some people say, well, yeah, Christmas come from Nimrod. It's the celebration of this guy by the name of Nimrod. It's the celebration of a Roman holiday. It's the celebration of this holiday of Saturn, and it's the celebration of, it's a lot of different things. A lot of different things. The Sol Invictus, which means the unconquested sun, and all of these. It's a lot of different things that people say is the origins of the Christian holiday, of the Christmas holiday. And the reason why there's so many different, stories about where Christmas comes from is because all of these holidays, customs, and beliefs, all of them basically originate at they have the same origins. So let me just try to get right into this. See, one thing you really got to understand, if you're going to understand Christmas and really Christianity in general, but like I said, I'm gonna try to stick with Christmas. You have to understand ancient people. You have to understand, the customs and tradition where all of these things evolved from. And when you study ancient people, you have to understand that ancient people were more connected, more in tune with nature than we are today. They had to be. Because when ancient people got hungry, they didn't just go to Kroger. They had to depend on agriculture, growing your food and all that. So they had to be very in tune with nature, because nature told them when it's time to plant your crops, when it's time to get the land, the soil ready, when it's time to harvest your food, when it's time to do all of these things. In the very survival of your people depended on your knowledge. So not only did they have to have a great understanding and a connection with nature, they had to have a great understanding of the heavens. And when I mean heavens, I'm talking about the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all of these type of things. Because like when the sun is in a certain place in the sky doing certain things, and the moon is doing certain things, that tells you different things about the natural world. They can tell you, oh, spring is about to come. Oh, it's time for me to plant my car. The now is about to flood, so it's time for me to move inward. You know, it's about to get cold, so I have to get prepared. So just understanding things like this was vital, and it was important to ancient people because their very livelihood depended on it. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have an understanding of it, you know, it ain't like we got a little home garden in the back of our backyard, and if we mess it up, we just mess it up. And if they mess up what they doing, then they die. They starve to death. They don't make it through the winter. So understanding the heavens was extremely important. And the sun, of all the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, the stars, all this, the sun was one of the most important heavenly bodies in the sky. In fact, one of the original concepts of God that ancient people had is actually that of the sun, because the sun is extremely important. Think about it. At nighttime, it get cold. In the morning time, the sun come back out, it give you back heat. So a lot of people don't make it through the night. You know, if you living in the wilderness, if you ever looked at a survival show, they understand, be like, oh, it's about to get dark. I got to get some shelter to protect me from the elements, because when the sun go down, you know, you don't have that heat, you don't have that warmth, and making it through the night can be difficult. So when the sun came back up and it rise, it was almost like their savior. Sun is back. You know, I get the heat, the moisture. I mean, I get all of these type of things. So sounds like math and science. Yeah, you're right. So the sun became very important to ancient people. Really important. In fact, a lot of the spiritual principles that we have today in the modern day religion actually come from the relationship that our ancestors had with the sun. A lot, if you think about it, what day do you go to church? You go to church on Sunday, S-U-N day, not S-O-N day, the S-U-N day. That's the day of the sun. You have sunrise service. Have you ever heard of anybody calling God like the Most High? Praise to the Most High. Well, in ancient Kemet, was people who don't know, that's just ancient Egypt. They had different names for the sun. And the sun at 12 o'clock noon was at its highest point in the sky. And they referred to the sun as the Most High. So when you hear people talking about, oh, praise the Most High, understand that very saying comes from the sun. People, our ancestors' relationship with the sun, because the sun was just that important. So let's get to Christmas. Because actually in Christmas, what you actually celebrating is something called the winter solstice. It's the winter solstice. And I'm gonna get to that in just a second. But our ancestors, you know, understanding how valuable and how important the sun is to us. Notice something. During the wintertime, when it started getting cold, the sun gets weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. See, the sun in December, the sun right now, it ain't beaming, it ain't strong like the sun in June and July. You know, and ancient people began to say, well, you know what? The sun is dying. It's dying. And something happens. Matter of fact, we right in the middle of the winter solstice right now. We're in the middle of the winter solstice right now. So what happens right about this time of year is the sun, well, it appears to rise and sit in the sky at a very low point, a really low point. And ancient people looked at that as being the death of the sun. The sun has died, you know, from the perspective of, you know, ancient people on earth. We know, understand the sun really don't rise or set. The sun, it basically stays where it is. It appears to rise and set based on the rotation of the earth. But from the perspective of our ancient ancestors, they looked at the sun in the sky and it set at a very low point. And it stayed like that for 3 days. For 3 days. December 25th, around the 25th, next time it came up, it was just a little bit higher. I think it was like 1 degree higher. And they say, oh my goodness, the sun is been reborn. It was dead, now it's being reborn, or it is being resurrected. That is the resurrection of the sun. And actually, this time marks after December 25th, after that particular date, the days actually begin to get a little longer and a little longer and a little longer, to eventually you move to something called the spring equinox. This is actually where you get Easter from, the spring equinox. And this is when basically the days actually become longer than the nights. Our ancient ancestors was in tune with this. They understood that well. In fact, they created festivals and belief systems and holidays and traditions based on these things. Like I said, it was the winter solstice. And they actually started to personify the sun. I think it's called anthropomorphify or something like that. I know I just murdered that word. But like I said, they begin to personify the sun. It's like this is a real human being, you know, but it represented the sun. And they created a lot of savior type characters based on the sun. That's why you have all of these other saviors that have the exact same life or similar lives or attributes to Jesus. You have addicts, you got Krishna, you got Haru, you got Asar. You can go on and on and on and on and on. You know, it's actually a book called like the 16 Crucified Saviors Before Christ, but it's actually a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because basically all of these civilizations, all of these cultures all over the world took this whole thing called the winter solstice and they celebrated and they created customs and they created savior type figures, personifications of the sun based on, you know, these natural phenomena. Let me see that, make sure I don't get lost. So yeah, this is where this is the origins of a lot of the things that we have in modern religion today. This is the winter solstice, and it's a lot of different, like the spring equinox, that's Easter, and we can go on and we can break down others, you know, but I'm gonna stick with that. Now I can go a little deeper to get more in depth, but you know, like I said, I'm gonna try to stick with Christmas. So how does this work its way into the Christian religion? Well, to understand that, you have to go to a guy by the name of Constantine, a European emperor by the name of Constantine, and something that happened in 325 AD or BCE. Not BCE, I'm sorry. We just gonna say AD, Anno Domini. Or CE, that's what I was looking for, the Christian era. Constantine. Now, what this guy wanted to do and what this guy was trying to do is basically he was trying to unite his entire kingdom, because during that time his empire was at constant civil war. They was fighting each other. So he was like saying, man, we got to stop killing each other. We got to stop fighting each other. So one thing that I know works is we can unify everybody, give everybody one central religion, one God that everybody worships and what everybody prays to. And because religion has always been used as a tool of controlling people. And that's what he wanted to do with this particular religion. Now, originally he wanted to use the Hebrew religion, what we would call Judaism today. He wanted to use that religion, but that religion was older. It was already well established, and they really couldn't really use it. He couldn't really control it. At least he couldn't, wasn't strong enough. But Christianity was relatively new. Yeah, you're right. But Christianity was relatively new. So it's like saying, okay, since it's not as established as Judaism is, I can use Christianity. And I can make everybody Christianity, and I can use this religion to control the people and really spread my empire, gain, even, more control. So they had this conference called the Conference of Nicaea 325. Now, there's a lot more that I'm not going to put into this about this particular thing because, like I said, I ain't trying to really just shoot at people's religious belief system. But let's just say that in the incorporation of this belief system, Christmas was added to I won't say Christmas was added, but let's just say that they incorporated elements from different beliefs, from different groups into Christianity. And that's really how you get Christmas, Easter, and other things that are about Christianity. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't. I'm getting kind of stumbled because it's some things that I probably need to cover, but like I said, I don't want to do that because it'll get into actually the creation of Jesus, how that whole thing came about, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or any of that. So I'll kind of leave it at that. When Constantine got together with everybody who was involved with the Christian religion at the time, they decided what's going to go on in the religion and what's not going to go on in the religion. And they basically said, okay, we want to incorporate some of these other traditions into it also. And Christianity came apart, that came a part of it. They came a part of it. They said, okay, just like all the other saviors, we're going to have our savior. We're going to have our Christ, which he was not known as Jesus back then. He was not called Jesus back then, but we're going to use our Christ, and he's going to be born December 25th, have all of these attributes, and he's basically going to be just like another one of these savior type figures like everybody else. And a lot of people called them out on that. It was like saying, man, hold on, man, your whole religion, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We know where you copied this from. We know this ain't real. You know what I'm saying? That's just reality. A lot of people did that. And you saw a lot of destruction after this time period, because basically Constantine kind of went on a warpath. And he went and he conquered a lot of people's land in the name of Christianity, saying, okay, if you don't believe in this particular religion, then we're going to destroy you, we're going to kill you, and all this type of stuff. And really, it was just a justification to pillage and rob and murder and steal people's land, which, if you understand what happened to the indigenous people in America, the same thing that they did to them. They murdered and raped and pillaged and committed genocide on the indigenous people of the Americas, and said, well, justified it because they were not Christians. And they said, well, you know what? If you're not a Christian, then this justifies this. The same thing that happened to African people by kidnapping us and putting us in a condition of chattel slavery and justifying it because we were not Christians. And then we was forced to give up all of our indigenous religions and belief systems. So this is a part of the religion. You know what I'm saying? This is just a part of the religion. It's happened like that from the beginning. So when it came to power, rose to power after 325, because before 325, Christianity was just a really small, like, cult type thing. You know what I'm saying? Cult type religion. It wasn't major at all. But when Constantine took it over and started forcing people to bow down to it and convert or die, that's when you see the takeoff of the Christian religion. And actually, you kind of move into something called the Dark Ages. And it's an interesting thing that the Dark Ages also parallel with the rise of Christianity. It's kind of interesting, but like I say, I'm trying not to get too deep into that. But basically, the Christmas, it was really all about the celebration of the winter solstice. and it got incorporated into the Christian religion when they were deciding how to put Christianity together. I mean, it was one of them things where there was like, well, if we're going to take away their celebration of the solstice, we got to replace it with something. So instead of just saying, okay, you can't celebrate the solstice anymore, we're just going to flip it. And instead of celebrating the solstice, you're going to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior. And that's what it has to do. That's how it got there. Got nothing to do with the birth of anybody other than the sun is basically coming back, and but that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So yeah, let me get back to the comments. I've been talking for a long time. Let me see what we got. Oh, hey, brother Che, you don't like being called by your slave name. I got you. But also know that the sun is actually a star in this universe, man. You right about that, comrade. And so we have a lot of stars, suns in the universe. Man, I love your knowledge of science. That's right. Matter of fact, you know what? The sun ain't even a big star. Compared to the average stars within the universe, the sun is relatively small, man. It's suns out there that make our sun look like a little bitty baby. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. You're right about that. You know what I'm saying? So you also say the sun is our life-giving source. Absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors knew that, because without the sun, life is not possible on planet Earth. The reason life is possible is because of where Earth sits in reference to the sun. It's in this little sweet spot. In fact, when they go out in the universe through the James Webb telescopes and all the other telescopes looking for potential what's they call exoplanets that could have life, that life is possible, at least the type of life that we understand, they go looking at planets that reside in a certain distance from their sun. It has to be where it ain't too hot, it ain't too cold, and it's able to sustain water. Because water is really essential to life. So you're right about that, brother Tay. Let me see, Meta Queen. That's why in the winter, melanated people are more depressed than in summer. We need that energy from the sun. And you know what? You're right about that. That's an important thing to understand, because it's something called, and remember Ayo talking about this a lot, it's something called SAD, and I can't remember what it stands for, but it's basically, in the wintertime, we naturally get vitamin D from the sun. The sun activates the promotion of vitamin D within all human beings, not just Black people, all human beings. Black people, we have the ability to stay in the sun more because our melanin is a natural sunscreen. But because of that, when the sun is not all that strong, this melanin kind of blocks some of that sun, and it kind of makes it more difficult for us to get vitamin D. That's why you have most Black people today are vitamin D deficient. And vitamin D is something that helps regulate your mood and your depression, and it keeps that in balance. So like a lot of times when we're depressed during the wintertime, it's not just you sad because it's gloomy. It's sad. You're sad because you got a vitamin D deficiency. That's why it's good to, get a healthy dose of the sun, especially if you're one of them people who can tolerate it, But yeah, you are definitely right. You said Constantine was a manipulator, and I'm glad you said that, because you are absolutely correct on that. He was a manipulator. His whole thing about bringing the Conference of Nicaea together to put together this religion and give it to the world, it had nothing to do with your soul or trying to do something good for humanity. It was strictly for political reason. It was strictly for the reason of trying to gain power and to consolidate his empire. It ain't have nothing to do with trying to do something good for humanity. And that's something, we got to understand. That's the reality, y'all. That's just the truth of it. It ain't got nothing to do with trying to better humanity. Now, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? It's you can get positive things just about from anything. You can look at a movie and draw positive things from it, just like, you know, any belief system. You can gain positive attributes from it. And by no means am I telling anybody don't celebrate something or don't believe in something. No, I don't really care. I make this clear. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you celebrate. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? Well, I do care. You know what I'm saying? I care that we are all working together for the liberation of our people. That's what I care about. You know what I'm saying? And if your religion and your belief system counters that, contradicts that, prevents you from working on behalf of the liberation of our people, then I got a problem with your religion. As long as you don't do that, then I'm cool. A lot of times, people have issues with the Christian religion because historically it has done that. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to be honest. They didn't force us to be Christians so it could empower us and make us better liberators, better, stronger to fight against them. They ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of people who stole you, enslaved you, raped your mama, raped your ancestor, your grandmama, raped your sister, raped your daughter, raped your son, all to exploit you and gain wealth, land, and riches on your exploitation. They ain't finna give you a belief system that's gonna elevate you. They not gonna do that, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, Constantine was definitely a manipulator. And yeah, it is what it is, y'all. So I mean, I'm all for, instead of saying, yo, man, forget Christmas, don't do that. I'm all for doing something for flipping. You know, I believe in flipping holidays. I believe in taking something that maybe wasn't intended to be a good thing for us, but bringing something good out of it. Because it's gonna be really hard to say, hey, people, stop celebrating Christmas, stop doing it, stop doing it. Most people ain't gonna do that because we've been so heavily indoctrinated into this holiday. So I would say, you know what? Let's try to change some of these traditions. Let's try to make them sense. You already got the energy. You already energized to do something during this time period. Let's do, instead of, you know, putting your money into buying the new PlayStation or new Jordans that cost way too much. Let's put our money into funding our revolution, funding our struggle, bringing something into existence to benefit our community. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to flip it. You know what I'm saying? You know, next week we're about to celebrate, get into the Kwanzaa season. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really talked about that yet, but I mean, we really got to change the perception of Kwanzaa, because, you know, between the people, between us, we like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, love Kwanzaa and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, you get outside of so-called conscious community, you know, a lot of people got really negative views about what Kwanzaa is. And it's like, it's almost like we just been trained and conditioned to love the things that are detrimental to us, you know, and that is what it is, you know. Try to get to some more of these comments. Let me see. I hate to say it, but the Romans were naturally savages. Brother Che, I will not disagree with you. I definitely do not disagree with you. And I think history shows that to be an accurate statement. You know, let me see what else. The earth sits in the lonely corner. You on that science, man. I really share your love of science, man. I like, just, man, for fun, I look at documentaries on the universe. You know what I'm saying? I always follow, like, what's the latest discovery on the what they call it, the James Webb telescope. And, you know, and unfortunately, I think a lot of people don't really understand or have the proper appreciation for science. And a lot of times that's due because we're not trained to think critically. And because we're not trained to think critically, we are victimized by conspiracy theories, conspiracy thinking. So just the wildest thing, the possibility, we just go for it without critically analyzing anything to say, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Does this make sense? Does this add up? You know what I'm saying? Let me learn about this instead of just going out and believing whatever this sounds good. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, we don't really have an appreciation for science. It's like we have an adversarial relationship with science. Like, you don't believe the white man's science. I don't believe the white man's science. If you understand, man, yo, science don't belong to no white man, nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're an objective thinker, if you are an objective thinker, then you have the ability to look at any information regardless to where it comes from and discern, like, okay, is this true or is it false? Is this helpful or is this just some information that I don't even need? And that way you can grow extremely faster, because some people only look below. If a black person or if a brown person didn't say it, I don't want to listen to it. And the reality is, you know, everything a black person say ain't necessarily true. Everything a white person say ain't necessarily false. You got to have the ability to analyze information to see, you know, what's useful, what's not useful, what's true, what's not true. You know, and if you ain't doing that, if you don't have the ability to do that, then you have been miseducated. You have not been properly educated. You need to go back and you need to study critical thinking and some more dialectical historical materialism. But if you can't think critically, dialectical historical materialism might be a little too heavy for you. But you got to recondition, reprogram yourself and learn how to think. In our educational system, we're taught what to think. This happened this year, this happened because of this, blah, blah. But not how to break something down, analyze it, put it back together, figure out how it runs, how it works. So when you have that ability, then you become dangerous to the system, because anything can be defeated. We look at this big old American empire as like they the boogeyman and they can't be defeated because they so big and bad. But if you're a critical thinker, you understand, oh yeah, yes, they can. Yes, they can be defeated. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is analyze their strength, their weaknesses, see those weak points and figure out how to exploit them. Yeah, we'll bring this motherfucker down. That's for real. And I ain't gonna get too deep into that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Mama Ayo, you said that's called seasonal affective disorder. That's sad. You know, a lot of people get depressed during this time of year. So yeah, you're right. Jay, again, I appreciate you dialoguing, man. You keeping this conversation going. It's like a conversation between you and me, bro. Yes, the sun is smaller than other suns that are millions miles away. Yeah, not even just millions miles. They're like millions of light years away, man. The vastness of the universe is just unbelievable, dude. You know what I'm saying? It really puts things in perspective. You know, when you look at the number of suns, the number of planets just in the Milky Way, which is one galaxy that has like 100 billion suns in it. You know what I'm saying? Probably much more than that. But then this Milky Way galaxy is just one galaxy of like hundreds of billions of galaxies. Man, I mean, the universe is vast and it's amazing. And it really puts things in perspective, you know? Sade Ship, hey girl, how you doing? She said, hey, how you doing? Your daddies and granddaddies. Melly Queen, I don't know what you're talking about, because I know you probably said that back when, and I'm catching up. Connie Gonzalez, how you doing, Connie? Gotta give you a shout out. She got a radio show, blog, and she be doing the damn thing. So I'm glad you're checking in. And you said we celebrate winter solstice. Exactly. That's what I was talking about. The winter solstice. That's where all of this stuff come from. The winter solstice. Thank you for co-signing on that. And first of all, see, a lot of people will say things like, "Oh, Christian, it comes from a pagan, satanic holidays." And no, I ain't saying that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hey, the winter solstice, that's a natural phenomenon. That's natural. That's nature. Ain't nothing evil. Ain't nothing wicked about that. I ain't telling you to acknowledge it or nothing like that, but I'm just saying it ain't nothing to be afraid of. You know what I'm saying? One thing that religion has done that is detrimental is made us fear everything. Anything that is non-Christian, it has made us fear it. And the reason for that is because a liar does not want you to get anywhere close to something that is going to give you the truth. So when the liar comes and say, believe in this, or you're going to die and you're going to burn in the fiery pits of hell forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You know what I'm saying? This book that says slaves obey the masters, they would obey Christ and all of this, like that same book. Believe in it, you know. They don't want you to go finding out where the book came from. They don't want you finding out that, you know what, the book ain't even authentic. This ain't even the original book right here. The book came from somewhere else. It's much older, much ancient. It came from people that look like you. And it wasn't about oppression and enslaving you. It was about liberating you and freeing you. And this whole thing that you worshiping, that you praying to, you know what? It really exists inside of all of us. It ain't just, you know, something you gotta get a middleman to in order to anyway. I'm not gonna get into that right now. But yeah, I'm agreeing with you. We celebrate the winter solstice, no doubt. A lot of people do that. Let me see. Madam President, no problem with celebrating. The problem comes with the commercialization of December 25th. Ooh, I'm glad you went there with it, Queen. How did it come to be about money? It was not the case during enslavement. That was a day of rest for us. When the shift comes, how we get caught up. How did we get caught up? And that's an extremely good point. I'm glad you went there because it's somewhere I probably should have been going from the beginning. But like I said, we have the most politically aware and intelligent audience in the land. So thank you for getting me on the track. So how in the world did this holiday come about? Come to represent money, greed. Buy me this, buy me that, buy me this, pay this, spend this, go broke to give me a good Christmas. How did we get there? That's a very important thing. They go back to something we talk about all the time. It goes to this economic system that we are under. It's called capitalism, because capitalism reduces everything to a commodity. And capitalism makes sure that everything possible is used to make maximum profit for a ruling elite class, for the bourgeoisie. So in Christmas is no different. Christmas is no different. The exploitation of these holidays is no different. And Christmas is a big money making machine because it goes out and it tells people, if you really love your children, you got to spend all this money on them during this time of year. If you don't do it, you don't love your children and you're a bad parent. You are a bad parent. Shame on you. Buy the new PlayStation, buy the new Nintendo, buy the new Jordans, buy. That's capitalism. Don't matter if you go broke doing it. Does not matter if you can't pay your bills. You better buy these gifts. You know, that's that. Hey, great comment, Queen. Glad you did that. Glad you said that. Let me see, Brother Che. For Christmas, people should help the homeless and provide them with shelter if they are really honest Christians. And exactly. I knew I have comrades who actually started their Feed the Homeless program. It's something they did on Thanksgiving, Christmas. Big up to Power and Future, later on Brothers Keeper, and everybody who's doing that program. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely with that. You know what I'm saying? If you truly in tune with the principles of Christianity, you know what I'm saying? I might get on, be critical of many of the political things behind the belief system and many of the ways it was used to exploit and enslave our people. But most of the principles are good principles. Most of the principles in our religion are good principles. So if you are truly behind the principles of Christianity, the good principle, love thy neighbor and all of that good stuff. I ain't necessarily with love thy enemy all that much, but you know, your neighbor we good. Yeah, you know, use that time to help people who are less fortunate than you. You know what I'm saying? I would say start with that time. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to just start with something and then just leave it. You know, okay, on Christmas you get to eat, but the rest of the days of the year you gotta starve. But you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely with that. Connie, Brown Beret unit does that here in San Bar. What's that? Yeah, where you at? That's what's up. And when you look at organizations like the Brown Berets, the Black Panthers, and other organizations, true revolutionary organizations, a strong tenet of what they do is service to the people. You know what I'm saying? With any revolutionary movement, we have to understand and analyze the contradictions of the system and expose how the system is destroying the people, is detrimental to the people, and then we have to meet the needs of the people. We can't just talk about capitalism exploits us and creates poverty and crime and all of these things, but then don't do anything about it. You know, how are people gonna look up to us? Because in any revolution, the one thing, most important thing you need is the support of the people. And that's what the Brown Berets, that's what the Black Panthers, they understood. You know, they not only did they go out and they say, oh, you know, our children are hungry. Let's feed the children. The homeless need clothing. They need shelter. Let's do it. Let's provide for the people. Let's provide for the people. And while we're providing for the people, we're going to provide you some political education too. We're going to explain why you're in the condition that you're in and how this system leads you to be in that condition. And if you really want to correct not only your condition, but the conditions of the masses, we got to get rid of this damn system that is producing the conditions. So, yes, Sister Connie, they do that, and we have to study that, and we have to continue those legacies. We have to continue those legacies. We have to be in service to the people. If we serious about what we talking about, we can't just be people who speak good about it, who get hype and have a good time when we do these shows. We got to be active in the streets, building the communities, helping the people out, because that's the only way the people gonna know we on their side. This is for real, because the empire got everything else. It's easy for the empire to say, yeah, come on with us, y'all. Come on with us. You know what I'm saying? I can give you some food stamps. I can give you this and that. You know what I'm saying? I can do all these other things. I can provide you with the type of propaganda that will fuck your mind up and make you think that your enemy is your friend and your friend is your enemy. You know? So we up against a serious beast. So we got to be down there with the people. And we can't look down on the people because they in a position that, you know, we're not in. We in a different position or whatever. We can't look down on the people. You know what I'm saying? Because the biggest revolutionaries, the strongest soldiers, gonna be brothers and sisters who've been locked up in prison, brothers and sisters who was once strung out on drugs because they've been at the bottom. They felt the pure wrath of this system of exploitation. They know what it's like. They know what this beast actually is better than we do because they have suffered from it more. And these will be our strongest soldiers. So we got to go in the streets and get them. We can't be afraid of our people. We can't be afraid of our people. You know what I'm saying? My teacher, we would go around and we would target the biggest gang banger, the gang banger who was over everybody else, because we understood if we can get the mind of the leader of the gang, then all the rest of them gonna fall in line. He gonna do the work for us. He gonna elevate them, but we gotta elevate that leader, that master criminal, the one that everybody else is following. So we cannot be afraid of the people. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? Got to get over that. Let me see. Oh, yes, everything they say is a lie. Thread at your own risk. That's right, Melly Queen. They are liars. Let me see, Brother Che. It has been said that we came from the stardust up in, what's that, TGH? Sure, universe. Doing the big oh man, so you be getting deep, bro. At first I didn't know what you're talking about, but yeah, bro. Say I love you, man. You be going places and stuff that I don't even be thinking about. This is what I be doing for fun. I be studying stuff like that. Yeah, we are stardust. That's the beautiful thing about it. You know, if we're gonna really get philosophical with this, you know, and I usually don't get too philosophical on these type of things. I usually try to stay like real grounded, concrete analysis of concrete conditions. But no, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Because all of the elements that make us up can be found all throughout the universe. All throughout the universe. Everything that exists within us exists throughout the universe. period. Ever since, you know, when the Big Bang explosions and boom, and the universe began to expand and all of that good stuff. Yes, like all of the matter that is needed, you know, to create all this beautiful. Anyway, you know, yeah, you just got me excited when you talking about things like that, because usually I don't encounter people who like that type of stuff. And so, man, you finna be one of my best friends, bro. That corporate greed. Not sure what we was talking about when you said corporate greed, but damn right, corporate greed. That's that's serious. Corporate greed, it leads to the detriment of so many things in society. So many things in society from corporate greed, because corporations are more concerned about making a profit than the well-being of human beings. So any way they can make things cheaper, they're gonna do it. So even if that means putting dangerous chemicals in food to make them grow bigger or make them last longer or whatever the case may be. I mean, like, excuse me, in a lot of the fruit that we have, like apples, they spray a little plastic coating on to make them shine, to make them more appealing, so people will want to buy them. Plastic on a fruit, on an apple, to make it look better. That's crazy, yo. That is crazy. See, I wish I would let them guilt me. Hold on, what you say? I wish I would let them guilt me. Mine already knows the little. Ooh, I can't see. Bills I paid, rent is paid, and I have some food. Yeah, damn right. Damn. Oh, you talking about what? I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I gotta start reading these comments faster, because I'm like way behind. Y'all like way ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Damn right. Don't let them guilt you into trying to spend more money than you need to, because they saying you're a bad parent if you don't buy this for your children. That's kind of what capitalism is. That's why it's so many mental health issues in today's society, because we're in a capitalist society, and capitalism works on your psyche. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to make you believe that you're not good enough by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too dark, you're too light, you're too whatever, you know. And in order for you to be better, you have to buy my product, you know. So that's what it does. It eats at the self-esteem of human beings. So you can purchase something that can make you better, you know. Hey, if you're not buying this car, you ain't shit. You don't have these shoes on, you're not good enough. So yeah, you're right. Damn right. Do not let them guilt you into screwing up your finances. You know what I'm saying? You want to screw up your finances, screw them up to support the revolution, to support the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Don't screw them up to feed a capitalist system that don't give a damn about you in the first place. So yeah. Che, you said, don't turn the other cheek, brother. I will never do that, bro. Never, never, ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. Let me see. But helping the homeless should be year round. They are hungry every day. Just me. Yeah, that's you're right. You're right. Only thing about it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times these holidays that moves people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times the biggest struggle is to get people to act, you know. We definitely, and usually how it is, even with all struggles and revolution, there's a dedicated few that's putting in the work. And if you're smart enough, you're able to tune into like some type of movement or wave, and use that momentum to gain support by the masses. You know what I'm saying? And when you get the masses, then you start the steamrolling. But it's always, you know, in the beginning, just a dedicated few that's going around doing their work. And like these holidays, that's one of those moments, one of those things that gets people attention, and they be like, well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Let's do something. And anytime you can utilize the energy of the people to do something positive with, I think strategically that's a smart idea. But I am with you. Definitely, we need to feed the homeless every day. They hungry all the time. Let me see, Connie. Taking care of our community is revolutionary. Damn right it is. That's one of the first revolutionary acts and greatest revolutionary acts you can do is take care of your family. For real. because the family is going to be the foundation of the nation, the foundation of the revolution. You know what I'm saying? The foundation of the community. You know, so yeah, you definitely right about that. Taking care of self, you know, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, taking care of your community, nation, your race, all of that stuff. So I'm with you. I'm with your freedom power. You in the house. Hey, Prophecy, is that you playing black? Oh, my bad, man. You threw me off with that one. Okay, let me gather myself. Now I got to prepare myself for freedom power. Hey, Prophecy, is that you playing black Santa at the mall every Christmas? My question is, do you think it's harmful to lie to children about a white Santa Claus bringing gifts? Does it negatively affect black children's psyche? If so, in what way? Ooh, man. Told you, man, freedom power, you always give very good questions, man. You very, very, very good questions. I definitely think it is extremely detrimental to lie to children about some white Santa Claus giving you presents. I'm glad you gave that question. Definitely think it's extremely detrimental, not only just to the children's psyche, but it's devastating to the relationship that you have between parent and child. Because think about what's actually happening. What's actually happening is, as a parent, you up there busting your ass, working your tail off so you can buy these gifts for your children because you love your children, and you've been told by this capitalistic system that if you love your children, you got to buy them this, that, and this for Christmas holiday. So you trying to be a good parent, you working 70 hours a week, overtime, ain't even got time to properly spend with your children because you trying to get money so you can give them a good Christmas because you love them. And you do this, you succeed, you buy them all of these wonderful things, and then the next thing you know, you get a credit to some fictitious white dude that's supposed to go down your chimney, even though we don't even have chimneys nowadays. Most people don't have chimneys. And you know, and that's, I mean, that's ridiculous. You get a credit to some fictitious white dude for your hard-earned work. Because I remember I was a child, they used to tell me that. And then during Christmas, and this is a true story, during Christmas, I wake up and I see the present, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I believe in Santa Claus, like cold heart. I was one of them children who used to get into fighting because they'd be like saying, Santa Claus is for you, damn it, boom. You know, I was like one of them. But, you know, every Christmas I run down, I see the presents, I got this, I'm happy and all this. And then my mom said, well, thank you, Daddy, thank you, Daddy, thank you. And I used to like, what the hell I'm thanking him for? Santa Claus gave me this because I was a good boy. True story. No, that's how I thought. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that my daddy coming home late all them days, tired, broke down, and all of this stuff, was working his tail off to provide a good Christmas for me. And I wish I would have appreciated him more for that. I should have appreciated him more. But I wasn't, you know, trained and conditioned to do that because I was told some fat ass white dude that ain't even real gave me that stuff because I was a good boy. So to answer your question, hell yeah, it's detrimental. It's stupid as hell. That's dumb as hell to teach your children that some fat ass white dude come down the chimney and give them presents when you don't work your tail off all year to try to provide some good. At least take credit for it. At least let that be a bonding moment for your children. At least you be like, hey, baby, see, you've been good. Child, you've been good. So I think you earned this. You deserve this. Give me a hug. I love you. You know what I'm saying? At least if you're going to do it, you know what I'm saying? Let that be an opportunity to make you a stronger family, to strengthen your bond as a family. Don't give it to some fat ass white dude. And I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? That question triggered me. But thank you for that question, brother. And to answer your question, no, I'm not the black Santa Claus in the mall. Hey, I'll make a good ass Santa boy. I'll be messing up everything. Anyway, FDL comrade, I say that it is harmful to teach our children that there is always a white savior or provider. Bet not, I paid for it. And my sentiments exactly. I'm with you. 100% on that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all weren't even waiting on my comment for that. Y'all answer the question for me. You see, Jorge, I tell you, I love the people and would give my life for them. While in prison, I was tortured and abused by the pigs because I was for the people. And that's heavy. I'm sorry that you had to endure that type of thing, but it's a common story amongst people who really care about the people, who are sincerely for the people. You know what I'm saying? And if you sincerely love the people, you sincerely hate the things that are negative and detrimental to the people. So, like I always say, thank you for your service and everything you do. You read the real heroes. And like I said, man, we got to flip these holidays. I think we should flip these holidays. When I first came to Memphis, one of the first programs I ever started was called How Soon We Forget. And it was at this place called Forest Park. It was called Forest Park. Now, Forest Park had a gigantic statue of a guy by the name of Nathan Bedford Forrest in Memphis, Tennessee, aka Outer Beware City. But they had a gigantic statue of this guy by the name of Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was on a horse, a life-size statue of a horse and him on it. Now, if you don't know who Nathan Bedford Forrest is, he was the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He was a slaveholder. He was a general in the Civil War, committed many massacres. He was made rich. He owned a slave breeding farm in Forest City, Arkansas. Forest City, named after him also, where he used to breed African brothers and sisters, force grown men to have sex with young girls, 12, 13-year-old girls, so they could impregnate them and get that good old book, that good stock, and produce more enslaved Africans. Because, you know, under this slave system that our ancestors endured, you were a slave for life. Your ancestors, your babies were enslaved. The grandchildren were slaves. Yeah, it was a vicious cycle. So, yeah, one of my first programs here was How Soon We Forget at Forest Park, and it was on Memorial Day when we memorialized all of the brothers and sisters who died in this war against our people. And we had big pictures, gigantic pictures of brothers and sisters who had been lynched and murdered under this system. And I say that to come back to you, brother Shay, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about Veterans Day, you are a true soldier in the liberation of our people in the fight against this system. And when we talk about Veterans Day, I celebrate brothers like you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know I went all the way around the world to just say that. In other words, I appreciate everything you went through, brother. Thank you. Let me see, Melly Queen. We are spiritually beings having a human existence. All right. I'm with you. I hear you. Public service announcement. National and local new African elections coming up in November 2023. Feed the land. That's right. We got our elections coming up. And I think I got to do some for that, because I'm part on the committee to do something. Let me start saying this. Make it sound like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I do, Baba Lucata. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm on it. But yeah. Elections coming up. Freedom, power, right. Mothers work hard all year, and they tell the children a white man from the North Pole is the one that gave them those toys. I paid for that. Damn right, comrade. Man, definitely, man. I used to always think that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, damn, man, that's just stupidest, man. That's dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my North Memphis voice on that. Man, that dumb as hell, man. They stupid as hell, dog. You know? Let me see. Well, hey, when I was what's this? Oh, small. Okay. All right, that's supposed to be small. Let me see. If when I was small, I believed in Santa. So one Christmas, I laid in bed awaiting for Santa. So I waited on that night and bust my mom putting my presents under the tree. And since then, I lost all faith. You know what? I have a similar story to that. Actually, it was a Christmas in which I had all my relatives from St. Louis down, and we was all in the house. And so I was like supposed to be sleeping in like a pallet in the den, not in the living room. And cause like my family's got my bed and my brother's bed and stuff like that, and we got kicked out and we had to sleep on the floor. But yeah, so I was acting like I was asleep, but I was staying up because I was waiting on Santa Claus. I wanted to holler at him, man, maybe negotiate with him. And I heard my dad and my mom talking, and they was putting the gifts up, and they was saying, yeah, I think they just how they love this tradition, and it was fun for them and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking that that's how I found out Santa Claus wasn't real, and it just made me think all them times I was arguing with classmates talking about Santa Claus, he is real, and it was funny, man. That was some of the funniest conversations, because you had some people who would say, no, Santa Claus ain't real, it never was real, it's just a lie. And then you had some people who said, no, he used to be real, but he died. He got hit by an airplane. No lie, they used to say that. And then me, people like me was like, no, he for real. He for real. He bought me a bicycle last year. Shut the hell up, he for real. And I was that, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard my dad talking about it, man, I was just mad as hell. I was like, you lying little. Mad at my dad because he was lying when I should have been thinking like, damn, Dad, you buying all this stuff and you giving this white dude the credit for it? Come on now. Strengthen the parent-child bond. That's right. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, That's the thing, dude. It's like my dad dead. He gone. He transitioned. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, I was able to have like the best relationship in the world with my father before he passed. And I ain't gonna get into all the drama of my life, but before he transitioned, I had some great years with him, and everything was cleared, and it was great because my dad was Hercules, Superman, and Mega Man, and all of them things rolled into once with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so sorry. It breaks my heart to see so many of our brothers and sisters don't have that experience, because we need fathers. You need I had a strong ass father. I knew point blank that if anything came for me, my dad was there, and he was there to destroy it. You know what I'm saying? So I had one of the real daddies, but I say that when I realized it wasn't no Santa Claus, there should have been a time where my dumb ass recognized, like, damn, all this hard work that daddy doing is for me. He trying to make things work for me. And it's like we just give that away, give that credit away to some white savior type figure, which reinforces a system of white supremacy. And we don't know we doing it because we've been trained and conditioned to do it, but that's what we doing. We reinforcing a system of white supremacy, because we saying even your best gift that you get come from the glorious, wonderful, benevolent white man. So black parents, stop that shit out. And any black kids, children out there, any black children out there listening right now, ain't no damn Santa Claus. He ain't real. We'll get to Jesus at another time. Anyway. Let me see. Thank you. We did this as a family together. No doubt. Joe Gonzalez checking in. What's up, brother Joe Gonzalez? Good to see from you. Good winter solstice, brothers and sisters, freedom fighters and revolutionary comrades. That's what I'm talking about. Happy winter solstice to you. That's what we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? The actual, where Christmas actually came from. It's really a distortion of, what ancient people used to, celebrate the winter solstice, which is actually something that's real and existing. You can go outside and you can see it. You can see it today because we're in the middle of it right now. So thank you. Like I told you, man, we got the most educated and politically aware audience in the land. I ain't even got to tell about the history of Christmas. Y'all already know. Stop playing election commissioner of IBW. Yeah, that's my official title. Let's see, free the land ×3. That's right. Say we must be honest with our younger ones, and that got a lot to do with kind of the disconnect with the young people. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, man, think about this, man. You as a youth, you telling your children to believe in fairy tales. You're conditioning your children to believe in fairy tales, shit that ain't even real. You wonder why, when you grow up, you believe all the lies that's been told to you by the government and the politicians, because from a youth, we've been taught and conditioned to believe in fairy tales. That's why it's so hard for us to dissect and analyze the truth. So, you know what I'm saying? We gotta indoctrinate our people into objective reality. You know what I'm saying? Free land, comrade. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Sister Erica of the Erica Effect. I was just fixing to say, some people say the same thing about religion. And I don't even know what you're talking about, Erica. But I'm going to say you right. Because I don't know what we was talking about during the time when you wrote that quote. Were you responding to somebody else? I don't. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you talking about. We should be truthful about the young. But yeah, we should be truthful if that's what you're talking about. I don't know. But we definitely should be truthful, you know, about to our youth about really all things, man. We can't really condition them to believe in fairy tales and fantasies and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to properly prepare them for the world in which they live in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we don't do that, you know, because like I found out about the system through rap music, you know, through rap music and experience. You know, I learned about this group called Public Enemy, and they was talking about this political rap, and I listened to it. I'm like, man, that's heavy. You know, I like the music, but then I started listening to the words and what they was talking about, started studying it. And as I became a teenager and started driving, the police always mess with me and stop me. And then I got victimized a couple of times for police brutality, got the guns drawn in the back of my head, and I'm a college student, happy that I'm going to college. And as soon as I come back, the police remind me, no, boy, you just a nigga. And so, you know, it's like my parents didn't really necessarily teach me about that. Well, later on, you know, we used to have like in-depth discussions. We had great discussions, and they told us all about how it was when they was growing up. But just as a child, I wasn't really taught that. I had to kind of find out on my own. And I think we do our youth a disservice by not teaching them what's going on in society. You know, when all the Mike Browns and George Floyds and all of this, that's a lot of youth found out about the system through that. That's how a lot of people found out about racism, how racism existed, because their parents didn't tell them. You know, a lot of our parents be on, I don't want them to grow up hating nobody. Fuck that. If the truth makes you hate somebody, then the damn person might need to be hated. And I'm going to believe that, you know, right there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, did I read this? Let me see. I never had a father. I was raised till 11 years old by my mother. Then it was a game of cards. I raised myself. I talk about that when I go on your program. Damn, yeah, definitely. You know, and I want to hear more about that. I want to hear more about that. A lot of brothers and sisters who actually went to the penitentiary, you know, come from single parent homes. You know, and you see the reality is, man, we need that balance. You need that masculine and feminine energy. Both. The child needs both of that. You know what I'm saying? Because women, you know, y'all doing a great job. Y'all strong. Hats off to you, you know, for have to being strong when you in times when you really ain't even supposed to have to be strong, you know. But there's been time when y'all just have to, you know, hold things together. But the reality is, you know, a woman can do a lot of things, but a woman cannot teach a boy how to be a man. Y'all trying and y'all doing y'all best, but I mean, a boy needs an example to look up, to emulate. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm so sorry that just too many brothers and sisters don't have, you know, that type of thing. And I was fortunate enough to have it, you know, trust me. And I see the difference. I can see the difference. It's to the point where I can talk to certain people and I can tell just by the conversation that we have whether their father was in their life. It doesn't have nothing to do whether they're good people or bad people or successful or failure. Nothing to do that. But I can just tell by the conversation that you have that your father was in your life. You know, it's kind of weird. I do it all the time. I can just be like, you know. Let's see. My mother transitioned when I was 11. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Dang, that's rough, brother. That is rough. Man. Let me see. Man, y'all just hit me up. I can't even keep up with y'all, man. Y'all blowing it up. Y'all having a great man. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, because most of the show wasn't really about me talking about the winter solstice and how it crept into how people basically Constantine distorted that principle and turned it into this thing we call Christmas. You know, most of the show is basically conversing with the comrades. Let me see the extreme capitalist commercialism during this time of year is difficult to escape, but everyone should guard against and check up on your people for depression and isolation, which can lead to suicide, ideation. I think. I hope I'm not bringing down the energy. Shout out to Atiba. I miss his input. I miss it too, man. I miss it too. In other words, you're saying prophecy. I'm tired of hearing you talk. God damn it. Where's Atiba? Shit, when we need him. No, I'm just playing. But no, I miss our comrade too. Like I said, man, we might need to do some kind of fundraiser to help him get a phone, get back on his feet with his thing. Because like I said, in the prison system, man, it costs $2,000 to get a phone, dog. $2,000 for a phone. That's crazy. But no, you're not bringing it down because that's really important. That's real, especially during this time of year. When for a number of reasons, we have a high level of depression. A lot of it has to do with the weather, with the lack of the sun being out, as we talked about earlier, because sun promotes the production of vitamin D, and vitamin D is something that helps regulate your mental well-being. It creates serotonin, I think, and some more stuff. And I'm gonna stop talking about that before I talk about something I don't know what I'm talking about. But it helps to keep you balanced and regulate your mood and regulate depression and all these type of things. So a lot of our people, just suffer from depression during this time, and suicides and all those things increased during this time period. Madam President, saw my aunt checking in, said my mother became a Jehovah Witness. Lord have mercy. Oh Lord. My mother became a Jehovah Witness in 1986. So I didn't grow up celebrating Christmas. I gave thanks for that. Okay. Your mama was a Jehovah Witness. I went to war with several Jehovah Witnesses. I remember like earlier in life when Jehovah Witness would come down the street, they mobbed the street like, what I'm saying, like a rat infestation. There's all of them just come, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful to Jehovah Witness, not like that. So I guess I'm kind of him, but that's not my intent. But true story, like when they used to come, we used to go, man, go get in the house, lock the door, play like we ain't at home, because you get a lot, man, get a lot. But as I got older and I started learning and my knowledge grew, when they came in the neighborhood, I'd be like, oh, come here, y'all, we're gonna talk. Yeah, no, let's talk. Yeah, bring your Bible. And then I start hitting them. But back then, man, I used to quote the Bible like that, you know what I'm saying? And man, after I'm finished with them, they be running from my ass. They be like, I ain't come up here to debate. Oh, you did? Yes, you did. You just didn't come. You didn't think somebody was gonna be able to debate with you, But anyway, good you didn't celebrate Christmas and all that good stuff, And now I wasn't trying to make fun of, Jehovah Witnesses. I guess I kind of would, but, I mean, they all good. Love to them too. Those are just my experiences with Jehovah Witnesses. You see, we need to stop lying to our children because someone else that means them no good teaches them these lies. Absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop perpetuating things that was put before us to help enslave us and do all those negative things to us. We just got to do that, y'all. What we got? See, we should teach them that we have no, let's say, weak friends because they are handed the gawk from the womb and told who we are to them. Ninjas, period. I'm not sure I understand that. We have no weak friends. Oh, you said white friends. Guess that would mean. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Basically, we got to be honest with our children. We got to understand who they are, why we are in the condition that we are in, the true nature of our history, the true nature of our system, the true nature of the things that you will encounter in reality in society. We got to be truthful about that. You know what I'm saying, about everything. Comrades, collectivity, we've been doing toy drives, share 200 toys and gift cards this weekend at I Don't Celebrate Colonizers Holiday. Yeah, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I'm a big advocate of. You know what I'm saying? Using this time period, using the energy of the people and flipping it and turning it into something positive. I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's just strategy. That's war tactics. You know what I'm saying? Using what the enemy is in guerrilla warfare. You don't necessarily have the superior weapons, but what you do is you take the weapons from the oppressor and you use it against them. So I'm with that 100%. You know, no doubt, no doubt. See, we celebrate by giving. Salute. That's right. Celebrate by giving. Flip this stuff up. Make it benefit us. See, I went to prison when I was 14 for 15 years. Damn, 14 years. Oh, went to prison. God dang, man, you got a serious story. I need to definitely got to talk to you, man. 14 years in prison for 15 years, man. So you got out of prison. You was just about 30 years old. Grown ass man. Became a man in prison. That's wild, man. That's wild. Thanks for sharing. You see, I will say this: their order and organization is absolutely impeccable. I'm taking notes. Are you talking about the Jehovah's Witnesses? You damn right. You damn right. And the thing about it is, when you have a critical mind, regardless to where you are, what organization, what is you're a part of, you can take some things that are helpful from it, and you can apply it to the things you want to do. That's what intelligent people do. You know, you take something, you might not even believe in the ideology, but there are things that you can take and you can build from. That's why I say I'll talk to anybody. I don't care if you're in the Ku Klux Klan, you a white supremacist. I will talk to you. I will converse, and I will have great, insights and conversation with you, especially if you're an analytical thinker. You know, I love talking to anybody and learning. I ask all kind of questions because you can gain knowledge from anywhere. That's the beautiful thing about having an analytical mind and not thinking emotionally, thinking analytical or being analytical and not emotional. Because when you're emotional, you can't you're only gonna hear what you want to hear. You're not gonna think rational. You know, be like, fuck y'all, I don't believe in that shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people probably jumped over here because they was thinking emotional, because I started saying some things that contradicted their belief system, and they probably jumped off, which is cool, which is fine. I'm cool with that. But, if you're analytical, man, you can grow and you can gain insights and knowledge from anywhere, from absolutely anywhere. And that's important for you to be able to do those type of things, because that just helps you grow. It just helps you grow. Haribu, how you doing, brother? Good to have you checking in. New African Revolutionary salutation. Good, always good to hear from our comrades behind the wall. And that's a very, very, very intelligent brother right there, man. He be dropping little podcasts. I don't want to say little, I didn't mean to be little your stuff, but he be dropping podcasts, himself going live on Facebook where he be breaking down topics. He do that all the time. So, big ups to you, comrade. Big ups to you. Maybe one day I'm gonna have to have you as a guest. I think that'll be dope. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Long live the graceful gorillas. You damn right. Damn right. Long live you, brother. Long live you. See, Sister Erica, in school we celebrated Christmas but did nothing for Black History. Damn. We celebrated Christmas but didn't do anything for Black History Month. Ain't that some shiggity? Dang. That's America for you. And I'm knowing Sister Erica, I bet you went to a majority African school, more majority black school. And that was crazy. And honestly, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, um, a lot of the Black History programs that people do have are just disgraceful. Disgraceful. I had to help with a Black History program. I'm like, man, this is you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was like saying having people learn. Did they celebrate like LeBron James? You know, like, dude, these are Black celebrities. This is not Black History. This is not Black Celebrity Month. This is Black History Month. Learn some history. Learn about yourself. Learn about your culture. Learn about the things that have happened to your ancestors that brought you to this place. Learn about your history before the European slave trade, what they call the African slave trade or the transatlantic slave trade. Learn about who we were before we were put in this condition of chattel slavery, before we came to America, when we ruled the earth, when we had empires, when we had great civilizations, before the colonizer. Hell, anyway. Made me mad. You triggered me, Sister Erica. But that just messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you didn't even have Black History program. Celebrated Christmas, though. You know. You say, I became a freedom fighter. That's right. Let me see what we got. You see. I'm doing good, my beloved brother. I'm good to see. Good to see you. See you doing good. Good to see you, man. Always good to see my brothers behind the wall doing good, because y'all in a situation, especially during this time of years, man, you can get depressed, you can get down, and man, you just one of them situations. So I do appreciate, the fact to hear that you're doing well, and just good to converse with you, man. The Freedom Power. Actually, you and Atiba flow so well together, and both of you are very knowledgeable. We learn a lot. The idea to do the conversation between comrades was brilliant. I thank you, man. I thank you on that, brother. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm just messing with you, man. I miss my brother, man. I wish he was here. You know what I'm saying? I wish he was here, because, like, really, the idea for this show is, man, he used to call me all the time whenever he had the opportunity to, and every time we talk, we had like a 3-hour conversation. It was to the point where it would be, sometimes I used to feel bad because I'll miss one of his calls, and I'd be like, man, I can't call him back, because whenever I call him back, I got to make sure that I got at least 2 to 3 hours free to talk, because I know once we start talking, it's gonna be 3 hours later before we get out. So I would be like, it'll be a while before I call him back, and he was up there mad thinking I'm avoiding him. But no, it was just like, man, I needed to dedicate that time to call him. I ain't necessarily always had that time. And so when we started, when I learned about the podcast, I was like, you know what, Brother Atiba, we finna start sharing these conversations that we have. And it was just the easiest thing to do, so we just got together and we do this exact same thing that we do when we had these telephone calls. Exact same conversation. Now the only difference is we got all of y'all to share into the conversation, which make it even better. So yeah, I'm agree with you, brother. I mean, hey, I can't say it was brilliant. It was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. See, because they arose, can't tell me anything, but I'm learning. I'm not sure what you was talking about there again, Melly Queen, but yeah. Yeah, bring the Comrade Haribu on as a guest. Man, we got to make that work. So Haribu, man, you here? You down to be a guest? Holler at me. We will make this happen, bro. I guarantee you, we'll make it happen. All they talk about is Dr. Martin Luther King. You talking about Black History Month? Yeah, man, that's crazy. They don't even talk about him that much no more, man. They be talking about LeBron James and Chris Brown and people that ain't never did nothing but did some bull crap, man. So yeah, man, speak the truth, comrade. I'm trying, comrade. I'm trying. I am trying. You see, Brother Haribu, I would never allow my space to dictate my spirit. Fighting for our people is the most loving experience one can experience. How can I feel any other way. That's a beautiful statement, brother. That's a beautiful statement. I know my master teacher and brother who brought me into the real struggle, not necessarily the brother who made me conscious, because I became conscious a long time ago, but the brother who introduced me to the real struggle, General Hamisha, rest in power, comrade, General. But he would always tell me that you got to have your ideology tight, because if you ever have to go to prison, that's what's going to keep you strong, your ideology. You know what I'm saying? It'll keep you away from a lot of the other things that people get involved in and wrapped up to try to deal with the condition, is your ideology. So I feel you on them sentiments, and that comment reminded me of him. So yeah, brother, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You said you can do that, so we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna have our comrade on the show. We can do it next week. Oh dang, you know what? That's interesting, because matter of fact, next Thursday, I'm going to the prison. We're going to the prison system. We're supposed to be. I think that's still on. And we're gonna talk. So that might be a good week for you to come on and we could converse and talk about that. You see, I came to prison at age of 17. I am now 60 years old, and I remain humble in the service to the people. Wow, dang, 17 years old, and now you 60. Well, I didn't even know you was that old, brother. I didn't know you were elder. One of my elder, comrade. Let me give you the proper respect. Elder, great elder, 60 years old. Man, it made me realize something. Dang, you ain't that much older than me. I'm getting old. Damn. But no. Yeah, brother, man, that's what's up, man. Good looking out. Good looking out. Thank you for all of your service, everything you're doing, your years of service, and continue to build and educate. And man, we're gonna get on this show. We're gonna have us a good old time, man. I look forward to all of the analysis that you can bring forth to the people. And thank you, Mr. Joe Gonzalez. Let us not forget about Fred Hampton, comrade. Fred Hampton is somebody they don't come close to teaching us about in Black history. They don't come close to teaching us nothing about Fred Hampton. That's one they ain't gonna teach us about, because you got to realize what Fred Hampton was doing. That brother, he's the founder of the original Rainbow Coalition. So he brought together the Puerto Ricans, he brought together the Black people, the poor white people, everybody, the native indigenous people, the Red Movement, during the time period. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, so we definitely cannot forget them. That's why we have to uphold our ancestors and our freedom fighter, because we cannot depend on the colonizer to teach us about our soldiers and the people that we should be uplifting, because they ain't gonna do it properly. They're just gonna teach us some watered down version of Martin Luther King. They don't even teach us about the Martin Luther King that got Martin Luther King killed. The Martin Luther King who was talking about the contradictions of this capitalistic system. The Martin Luther King who was talking about we integrated into a burning house. The Martin Luther King who was talking about reparations and we came to get our check. The Martin Luther King who was leading the poor people's movement against a system of capitalism. They don't talk about that Martin Luther King. They talk about the Martin Luther King who talks about I have a dream of Black boys and white boys holding hands and having toilet shits together. All of that. And all of that type of stuff, Let me see what else we got going on. I see, Jorge, you say you 75 years young. Man, got all my great elders. You know what? It makes me feel good that I got, some elders on here. And brother Haribu, you're not that old. You ain't that old, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're still a young man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad to have elders on here who can, we can converse and y'all can enjoy a program that I'm a part of and something that I'm a part of putting out. Because it's been really important. Like as a youth, I used to always want to make my elders proud of me. you know, especially because they was giving me all this knowledge and information. And now I get to work with my elders, you know, not even on a, you're teaching me, but the elders always teach me. I will forever be a student. And if you're an intelligent person, you know that you're forever a student and you're forever growing and you're forever learning. Once you start growing, that's when you start becoming an idiot, because you start knowing everything. And, you know, intelligent people know that there's always so much for us to learn. It's only the stupid people who know everything. And I know some stupid people. I ain't gonna get into that. Erica, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, it makes me feel good that I can produce something that my elders, and not just, you know, I want to make it clear when I say elder, there's a distinction between an elder and an old person. You know, we got too many old people in our communities and not enough elders. So, you know, just by calling you an elder, I'm giving you a certain amount of respect, just point blank, you know, because I don't call everybody an elder. Elder is a title that you got to earn. You don't just get it because you get old, you know. Then that's just my opinion. You know, I don't care. You know, if you're a certain age, I give you a certain respect, but the elders, you know, I hold in the most high regards, you know. And I don't, you know, you don't necessarily have to have the ideology of New African Revolutionary for me to call you an elder, but you can't be no old person on some dumb shit. And I'm gonna leave that there. But I will say, that it makes me happy to have elders, brothers who've been through the struggle, who've been there, done that, to be able to enjoy sharing this space to me and us conversing in this space and us sharing information, you know. Let me see. I extend my salutations to Comrade Jorge Nueves. Definitely, that's right. Y'all get together, talk, man. You know, damn right. Y'all put y'all our warriors, our soldiers, man, our freedom fighters. You know what I'm saying? I went to prison in 1961. Man, I wasn't even born yet, bro. I wasn't even close to being born. That was like 13 years before I was born. Joe Gonzalez, I'm still a part of the Rainbow Coalition. All power to the people. And when you talk about Rainbow Coalition, you ain't talking about Jesse Jackson, I suppose. Cause Fred Hampton, Senior, he put together the original Rainbow Coalition. And that was a great thing, a powerful thing. That's why that brother got assassinated. Because, I mean, that brother, man, was able to unite people across, you know, different races, all against revolutionary action against a system of oppression and white supremacy and capitalism. That makes you dangerous as hell. That shoots you up to the top of J. Edgar Hoover's list of be wary of a Black Messiah. That's why that movie was called Judas and the Black Messiah. Because Fred Hampton definitely, it was one of them. See, hey, Prophecy, what's your favorite Christmas carol? We're not going to fight capitalism with Black capitalism. No, we're going to fight capitalism with socialism. Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. That's right. My favorite Christmas carol. I actually do have one. It's Run DMC. That what is Christmas time in Holly's Queens, mom in the kitchen cooking collard green. I ain't gonna lie, that was my joint. I ain't even gonna lie. I like, even today, if I hear it, I'll still bump it. I'm sorry, it's a guilty pleasure. Oh yeah, there we go. Let me see. Yeah, you are still young, brother. Yeah, you say I went to prison when many of our leaders were killed in the streets. Yep. Yeah, 1961. That was, you know, that was when things were getting started. It was like a few years before Malcolm was assassinated. So, you know, he was going strong, doing his things, and, you know, you went right through the Black Power movement, and then, you know, you had the Brown Power movement, and you had the Red Power movement. So yeah, that was the 60s. That was like some serious time. Serious time. Uh Mr. Gonzalez, free all our political prisoners, elder brothers, Leonard, what's that, Peltzer? I'm gonna have to look up that. That's a political prisoner, okay? Gotta look him up, gotta add him to the list of our political prisoners. Shout out. But definitely, we definitely got to always advocate for the freedom of our political prisoners. Matula Shakur recently just released. Good for that. I mean, it's like bittersweet. It's bittersweet, man. It's bittersweet because we are so happy that he finally out behind those walls. But man, you know, by the time he get out, his health is in so, you know, bad condition that, you know, we just hoping that he can live his remaining days in peace with his family. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep on fighting. Never forget our political prisoners, definitely. Study to know to teach, teach to build, build to win. Either we win or we don't lose. I love that quote, comrade. I love that quote. I'm gonna have to use that. I'm gonna have to use that. Meta Queen said exactly. Thank you. You see, that's why they murdered him at 21 years old. That's you right about that. 21 years old, Fred Hampton Sr. You see, bro, Fred was killed because he was one of our outspoken leaders who was about to organize thousands of people. Man, you right. Y'all right, man. I finally got through most of the comments, y'all. Woo, y'all had me going. So man, I think we had a pretty good show. I appreciate y'all for making this so entertaining and making it easy for me because, you know, I'm missing my comrade. You know what I'm saying? I got to talk to y'all. Y'all have great conversation too. But yeah, man, we got to have us a movement to get Comrade Atiba a fund or something like that. Maybe, you know, maybe, I don't know, we can donate to Cash App, you know, just put like Atiba on it. You know, you can probably, I guess the best one to be would be NABA Radio, NABA, capital N, capital A, capital B, capital A, radio in all smalls. And it'll be like $ NABA Radio. And just put Atiba on there or something like that, so we'll know that it'll go to when it, you know, matter of fact, we'll know that it go to it anyway. So you know, if we want to do that, if we seriously want a campaign to help the brother get back on the show, because the brother, you know what I'm saying, not only does he provide great service within the prison system with his educational program, his political education program, but he also provides excellent, you know, insights on this program. You know, he teaches us a lot, man. I love that brother, man. You see, hey, bro, we love you and you're doing what we need. Thank you for your assistance, man. I appreciate that. Make me feel good. You will actually see me blushing right now, but I'm real melanated, real dark skinned. So when I blush, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But man, I do thank you, and I appreciate that because I try, man. Because honestly, if I'm just being honest, you know, it's like when I first became conscious, I didn't know how, but I knew I wanted to dedicate my life to liberating the people in some form or another. And through my life, and I became conscious when I was like 16, 17 years old. Is when I was first introduced to Malcolm. I first learned about Garvey. I first learned about the contradictions of this. Well, actually, a long younger than that, probably the 8th grade. Yeah, damn. 8th grade is actually when I was first introduced to it. But I guess 16, 17 is when I first really started to understand it and first really began to commit and dedicate my life to the upliftment of my people. You know, so you know, I appreciate that. That mean a lot to me. You know, that y'all getting something from this. You know, that make it. You know. It's cool, but it ain't about me. It's about us. So, you know, like I said, you know, we're going to continue to build. We're going to continue to have programs that's going to actually, you know, have our feet on the ground. We're going to use this platform to actually do things. We actually in the works today. I ain't telling y'all about, you know, the things we got because we're right now. We're talking about the programs that we're trying to start and trying to be a part of. And when we unleash them and do, you know, what we got to do, You know, we'll look for y'all support, and we can collectively do this thing together, and hopefully, y'all create programs, and y'all already got programs, and we can help with them. We can help build and do with them, and it could just be a big movement, because I'm always a believer in anytime you have all these intelligent people together with good hearts and their hearts and mind in the right place, we got to have something physical and something concrete that comes from that. It got to be more than just talking, even though spreading the propaganda is important. It's important to educate ourselves, to uplift ourselves and stuff like that. That is important. Can never understate that. But I always believe we got to make something physical, make some concrete manifest from all this beautiful intellect and goodwill. I'm gonna say this comment, and then I'm probably gonna get ready to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Bro, Malcolm was my first mentor when I read his book. Man, I'm the same way, comrade. Malcolm really changed my life. When I was in high school, I'm doing my papers on Malcolm X. And I was always that country brother, because I'm from this little place called Holly Springs, Mississippi. Not too many country brothers there. Not too many at all. It's growing now. It's growing, it's more than it was when I was there, and it wasn't many country people at all. And it was like I was the weirdo. I was an outcast, man. I didn't have many people to even talk about. When I came to move to Memphis, Ivyville City, just the fact that they had a conscious community was just great to me. I felt liberated. I felt free. I was able to grow, you know what I'm saying? Because I met other people who was, wasn't necessarily indoctrinated within the system, or people who was attempting to deprogram themselves. So, yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, Malcolm was my introduction also. He was my introduction also. Let's do a documentary. Let's do it, Queen. You ain't said nothing but a word. Y'all want to do a documentary? We can. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Think about that. Let's do a documentary. I mean, like literally, when you say let's do a documentary, I think let's do a documentary. We should do a documentary, like all of us. All of the comrades, everybody here who be faithfully tuning in, we all can do a documentary that can be dope. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna brainstorm. Y'all brainstorm on it too. We can have a unique idea, something that can be entertaining but educational too. Damn right. Let's do a documentary. Fuck it. Make it happen. Great idea, Melly Queen. And Melly Queen, who on your show tomorrow? Who's on your show? It's been a couple of weeks. I ain't had an opportunity to call in and comment on it, but I've been listening. It's just this time of year get really hectic for me. But yeah, who on your show before we get out of here, so we can make sure let me see. Have an empowering and prosperous night, comrade. Yeah, you too, brother. You too, comrade. So A said, I'm down. Damn right. Melly Queen, call it conversation between comrades. Melly Queen, you are a freaking genius. Like for real, you a damn genius, man. That's brilliant. That is dang brilliant. Damn, you brilliant. Oh snap! Yeah, definitely. Thank you for tolerating my dry sense of humor tonight, comrade. Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you something about. Well, let me finish reading your comment before. Let's see. And I look forward to you having Haribu on as a guest. Always good to be here with you all. Be safe and stay in the fight. Everybody, capitalist on holiday. That's right. That's right. That's right. But yeah, to you, comrade, Freedom Power. I definitely, you one of my favorite guests. You know what I'm saying? And I love all y'all. I'm like, feel like a parent. I'm acting like I'm having favorites and stuff like that. But I really enjoy you on the program because you always challenge the narrative. You know what I'm saying? You don't, you know what I'm saying? You will come with a different perspective. And that's a beautiful thing. So like, even if I say something, if I disagree, I'll come. It's out of love. Cause like, first of all, when somebody disagree with me, I don't take offense of it. I actually get excited because it's like an opportunity to grow. And you do that. You challenge a brother. Like literally, you challenge me to think, deeper about, about like my perspectives and stuff like that. You make me a stronger brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, because you always push, not always, but I'm saying you ain't afraid to push a contradictory narrative, not narrative, but a perspective. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dang, I'm saying that incorrectly. What I'm saying is that you force brothers to think about our perspectives. You know what I'm saying? And you challenge people. And that's a beautiful thing. That's why, like I say, I love having you on the show all the time. If you ain't on the show, I ain't feeling quite right. When Freedom Power come on, I'll be like, oh yeah, he's down to business. Cause like I said, I know you're gonna push a brother, you're gonna challenge a brother, and you're gonna force a brother to be better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to do. That's one of the things that's really important that we always do. We sharpen each other's knives. I mean, we like steel sharpens steel, and it's not about just agreeing or going along to go along. If I say something you think is bullshit, call it out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way I can make myself better. I can grow. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody grow with everybody saying, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. You sure right. You sure right. I agree with that. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't agree with it. So definitely. I said I was going to read one more statement, one more comment, and I was going to be gone a long time ago. But you said, free the land, comrade. Have a great night. Awesome show, comrades. Thank you, free the land. And with that, I'm going to be out. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you said that to make me basically say it's time to go, because we've been on for 2 hours. And I don't know when to shut the hell up, but I think that's a good time to shut the hell up. So I'll leave you with their clips from the Boondocks. I used to love the Boondocks. I think it's a real funny show, personally. Have some ignorant stuff on it, but yeah, it is what it is. But y'all, Kwanzaa about to come up, and we got to get busy on, spreading the information and the truth about Kwanzaa and the principles of Kwanzaa, because it's really, really important. Implementing those principles can change our reality. But I'm going to see y'all again next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for conversing with me. Thank y'all for making this easy for me, because I'm missing my comrade Atiba. And Atiba, when you hear this, know we love you and we miss you. And although I'm doing a spectacular job, I'm just playing. But you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hold it down. We miss you, comrade. We miss you. It ain't the same without you. But with that, I'm going to say free the land, free the land, free the land, and I will see y'all later.
Man.
And that's what Christmas is all about.
You hear that, boy? That's what Christmas is all about.
Actually, Granddad, Christmas is a pagan holiday. And Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
There ain't gonna be no Scrooges in this house, boy.
Look, Granddad, it's clear from the scripture that Jesus was not born in winter. The shepherds who saw the angels announcing his birth would not have been out in their fields in December. The Palestinian winters are too cold, if you believe in that sort of thing. The truth is, Christmas evolved from the Roman holiday Saturnalia, a winter festival where men gave gifts to each other. They also would get drunk, have sex with each other, and beat their wives. People would act so crazy on Christmas, the holiday was outlawed by the Protestant Church until the 1800s. As a matter of fact, the United States Congress... Granddad? Granddad!
I'm sorry, boy, but